Today in our lesson number 3, magnetism and magnetic effect of electric current, we are going to see the session number 10, and in this session the important topics which we are going to learn are solenoid, magnetic field due to a long current carrying solenoid, current loop as a magnetic dipole, and finally we are going to see the right hand thumb rule. Let's move to the main session. Now let's move to the word of solenoid. What do you mean by solenoid, and have you heard about anything about the solenoid? See, I will tell you an example about this. Many of the time we may come across with the shock absorbers, particularly in two-wheelers, both in the left and right side. In the rear seat you can see there is a shock absorber. That shock absorber is a long coil which are closely wound in the form of helix. Okay, that means there is, in our shock absorbers, there is a small gap between the shock absorber, all the coils, which helps to give a resistance while we are traveling in the road. But here in this solenoid, it is with the same shape, but a long coil of wire is closely wound in the form. You can see all the coils are closely wound in the form of helix. This is the form of helix. I have put you in the screen. This is the form of helix. When electric current is passed through the solenoid, the magnetic field is produced. The magnetic field of the solenoid is due to the superposition of magnetic fields of each turn of the solenoid. You can see in this picture bobine with terminals. You have terminals here and a wound coil which has been wound over here. Over molded coil, it has been molded. Coil can, that means the flux gauge and the flux washer, it has been modified. The direction of magnetic field due to solenoid is given by the right hand palm rule. Now let's get into the solenoid. Inside the solenoid, the magnetic field is nearly uniform. That means inside the solenoid, the magnetic field is nearly uniform and parallel to the axis. It has been parallel to the axis, whereas outside the solenoid, in this areas outside solenoid, the magnetic field is negligibly small. There is no much magnetic field outside the solenoid. Based on the direction of the current, one end of the solenoid behaves like north and another end of the solenoid behaves like the south pole. Here you can see this end behaves like a north pole and this end behaves like a south pole because the current is out and in. The current carrying solenoid is held in right hand, and if the finger curl in the direction of current, then extended thumb gives the direction of magnetic field of current carrying solenoid. It is shown as, you can see the field is north to the current and it is north and south. Then solenoid is assumed to be long, which means that the length of the solenoid is large when compared to the diameter. In this picture, magnetic field due to a long current carrying solenoid. Consider a solenoid of length L having n number of turns. The diameter of the solenoid is assumed to be much smaller when compared to its length, and the coil is wound very closely, not as in our shock absorbers. In order to calculate the magnetic field at any point inside the solenoid, we use Ampere's circuital law. Consider a rectangular loop ABCD as shown in figure. Then from Ampere's circuital law, we get closed integral C B dot dl is equal to mu naught I enclosed, mu naught into current enclosed by the Amperean loop, that means I enclosed. Now the left hand side of the equation is closed integral C B dot dl vector is equal to from B to A B dot dl plus from B to C B dot dl plus C to D B dot dl and D to A B dot dl. Therefore, C from A to B and B to C and C to D and D to A, right? And this is the magnetic field of a solenoid. Here it is a solenoid. Remember, it is a helix in structure, and this is a magnetic field inside the solenoid. We take a one portion of that solenoid. Since the elemental length BC and DA are perpendicular to magnetic field, this BC and DA are perpendicular to this magnetic field, which is along the axis of the solenoid. The integral B to C B dot dl is equal to B to C B dot dl into cos 90 degree. That means the cos 90 degree is equal to 0. Therefore, D to A B dot dl is equal to 0. Since the magnetic field outside the solenoid is 0, the integral B to A to B B dot dl is equal to B into A to B dl cos theta, or B into integral A to B dl. If it is angle, then mean the cos 0 degree is equal to 1. So we get the value B integral A to B dl, where the length of the loop AB as shown in the figure is h. You can see the length of the loop A to B is h. Therefore, the integral is now let Ni be the current passing through the solenoid of n turns. Then integral A to B B dot dl is equal to BL is equal to mu naught Ni, because we put BL is equal to mu naught Ni. Therefore, B is equal to mu naught Ni by L, taking the value L here. The number of turns per unit length is given by N by L is equal to small n. While substituting the small n in this equation, instead of this capital N by L, you can have B is equal to mu naught small n Li divided by L, or mu naught small n into I. Since n is a constant for a given solenoid and mu naught is also a constant for a fixed current I, the magnetic field inside the solenoid is also a constant. Current loop as a magnetic dipole. Magnetic field from the center of a circular loop of radius r along the axis is given by B vector is equal to mu naught I divided by 2 and r square divided by r square plus z square the whole 3 by 2 k. At a large distance, z is very much greater than r. Therefore, r square plus z square is equal to z square. If it is a value, you can neglect the value of r square. Then we have, if you cancel the value, then r square is equal to 0. Then z square, you can cancel this power and this 2. Then you get z cube. That means B vector is equal to mu naught I r square divided by 2 into z cube into k cap. Let A be the area of the circular loop. A is equal to pi r square. So rewriting the equation 1 in terms of area of the loop, we have B vector is equal to mu naught I by 2 r square divided by z cube into k cap. If you multiply it and divide by 2, then we get B equal to mu naught I by 2 pi into A by z cube into k cap. Compare the equation 2 with the equation 1 dimensionally, then we have Pm is equal to 1A, where Pm is called magnetic dipole moment in vector notation, then Pm is equal to Ia. This implies that the current carrying circular loop behaves as a magnetic dipole of magnetic moment Pm. So the magnetic dipole of any current loop is equal to the product of the current and area of the loop. Next one, right hand thumb rule. In order to determine the direction of magnetic moment, we use right hand thumb rule. The mnemonic means to remember, which states that if we curl the fingers of right hand in the direction of current in the flow, then the stretched thumb gives the direction of the magnetic moment associated with the loop. Thank you students, study well.